The feds are watching people. Okay, don't people with this ice beam. Are you fucking serious?
Hello? So we ain't doing well. We ain't doing well right now.
Yo?
What happened?
He got frozen.
This nigga got frozen.
Fuck this game!
Luck to me in Pokemon is the fucking worst part about the game. Whether it be in the main game, the competitive scene, or just simply by nuzlocking, the luck factor can really sour the mood. Imagine going on a hot streak on the ladder, you've been big braining against like 10 people in a row, only for little Timmy to get 2 random crits that decided the game.
Shout out Lil Timmy, man! That's my fucking dude!
It just makes you so fucking angry, man. It makes you just wish that this shit changed for the better. Good thing I'm doing that. I'm gonna try to find a way in order to solve this sort of luck problem. And hopefully find a way to repurpose all types of luck in the game to potentially make it more skillful. Cause fuck little Timmy and fuck Daddy Nintendo for being by his side. So let's do it. Let's change how luck works. Accuracy in Pokemon seems very outdated to me. It's supposed to be the thing that quote-unquote balances every single move to each other. You have a less powerful move at your disposal, it probably won't miss. You have an even more powerful move at your disposal, then it probably will miss. That's the balance. This decision though is dubious at best. This means that randomly, you can just end your turn prematurely when you didn't want it to happen. This is Pokemon, mind you. This is a 50-50 simulator. If you don't get the right move sometimes, or you don't make the right play, it could just end the game. And randomly giving your opponent an extra turn when it's not your fault doesn't really seem skillful at any point in time. No one outplayed me, it's just the luck of the draw. It's stupid. So let's change it by doing this simple fact. No move can miss anymore. No 10% accuracy, no 30, no 90, every single move cannot miss. Now, of course, just by saying that generically, you can already see a few types of problems that can be in the game. Some moves such as, Hydro Pump and Thunder and things like that. If they're 100% accuracy, then why would I use that in comparison to something like Thunderbolt or Charge Beam? Okay, cool. We're not done yet though. We are going to balance it around a certain thing. A certain thing that I think should have been brought up a long time ago, which is PP.
Damn it, I'm not ready for a double battle. My PP is small.
For moves like Fire Blast or Hydro Pump, they will never miss. But I would say the max sort of PP that you can give them is either only 3 or 5. Side note, you'd actually also have to get rid of PP ups and max PP as a concept, because it wouldn't really make any sense that every single move can be like 100% accuracy, and it has, as an example, 3 PP, and then you can just increase it to like 6 or 10 for like no cost whatsoever. So if you're going to implement this idea, then those things have to go. 3 to 5 PP per move is really only going to affect the big power moves. I would say keeping Flamethrower at like 90% base total, like for power, and 15 PP is fine. Because if you only had, say, 3 PP, you really gotta know when you want to use it. Because using it willy-nilly because it's your most powerful attack, just to have 0 at the end of like turn 6 is pretty bad. 50-50s in Pokemon now seem less randomly disregarded because my Pokemon had internal depression one day and just missed a random attack. Now, there are a few problems that actually come from this certain change that a few moves would literally need some help at. So let's quickly list them to just get them out the way. Oko moves, Bullet Seed type moves, and Protect.
We're gonna be talking about the... We'll be talking about the... Do you think that's funny, butthead? Do you find it amusing that we'll be talking about...
So let's say we couldn't automatically delete moves like Fissure from the game. Well, obviously we'll have to like change them if they're gonna be 100% accurate with no backlash. Me personally, I'd make it so Oko moves won't really hit you until it's exactly 3 times. So you gotta commit to 2 turns of doing nothing, and then maybe on the 3rd attack, it will automatically kill someone. This way you don't really have to work for a random chance when it comes to Oko moves, but if you really wanted to go for it, there is a strategy that you can do in order to help with doing that. Now, Protect is actually really interesting. With this change, a fear of mine I would have would be that Protect would be used too carelessly in order to waste PP, and I don't think anyone would like that. Honestly, Protect was imbalanced move anyway, so I'd say keep the PP that Protect has, but you'll always fail after you do a successful hit. So, you cannot randomly get a double or even a triple Protect when you use the move. You use it, and then it fails automatically if you try to hit another one. If it was still imbalanced from that, I would also say if someone switches and you Protect on the switch, then the next Protect afterward will just straight up fail. If we're saying Protected, even at that point, is still too much. But, I don't know. Something to think about, though. As for Bullet Seed type luck, I think it's fine, honestly, because, listen.
Listen!
When I want to change luck when it comes to Pokemon, when it doesn't have a valid weakness, I think that's when I really dislike it. But for something like Bullet Seed or Population Bomb, there is the chance that you won't necessarily get the high, like, damage rate that you can have, and you can simply hit only, like, 2 Bullet Seeds, you know, for example. So I would say keep this as is. There are strategies that you can use in order to actually make the chance higher. It also requires items, so I think they're balanced enough as is. I see no reason why we would change these sort of moves. Alright, so hacks can be designed way better. In the same design philosophy as accuracy, it feels horrible to try to clutch a win on the ladder just to get pounded 4 times in a row by dying through random chance.
It's over, it's over. As long as I get one more, it's over. Dude, bitches, dude, he's so fucking lucky, bruh. Bruh, please, bruh. Like, bruh.
Dude, just get another one.
Bruh, dude!
Dude.
I don't want to play this game anymore, bro. This is fucking not even fun. This is really not fun, dude.
How is this even possible, dude? 4 paras.
Dude, he's fucking stupid. This is really not a fun game.
It seems especially strange because you already have statuses with proper design already in the game. Look at burning, right? When you burn something, there are things that you can do in order to invalidate it or to switch around in order to avoid it. When you are burned, your attack goes down, at least for physical attack. But it's balanced in certain ways. You can switch into your special attacker in order to get the burn, and now all you have is like residual damage on your Mon. There's a lot of items that could, you know, get rid of this sort of thing. There are moves that you can use in order to get rid of burn. There are specific moves, not moves. There are specific abilities in the game that also would like you to be burned as well, or get a boost because of burn. There are ways around it. Look at, say, poison, for example. When you toxic someone, there are things that you can do in order to stop the toxic. There are switch-ins. There are Pokemon that like toxic. There are things and, you know, strategies that you can do in either to avoid or to mitigate these sort of statuses. These are not the case when it comes to the other statuses like sleep, paralysis, freezing, and sometimes even confusion. Paralysis already lowers your speed by a huge margin. It does not have to randomly end your turn without warning with para hacks sometimes. I don't know why that you have the ability to also end your turn when simply having someone's speed is already enough. Sleeping and freezing has this same issue. It randomly lets you sit there for like 2 to 4 turns, or maybe for some random reason, by random chance, you can break free and actually do your moves. And some of the counters for these things are just so bad, or they're just too uncommon to actually want to deal with. Look at freezing, right? One of the counters to freezing is to have a fire move on your outset, which would look like it would be like, oh, well, if you have a fire move, then it's fine, you know, that's a perfectly good thing. Why are you ragging on that? It's most likely because most of the time when someone gets freezes, it's by random chance, a random ice beam, you know? You won't know when you'll get that freeze, so it doesn't really matter because you won't be able to know. So how am I supposed to prepare for a fire move when I have no idea that it's going to freeze? That doesn't make any sense. It's even worse if you freeze something like a water type and then you have no way to actually get rid of it, so what am I supposed to be preparing for? How is that my fault? See, unlike the other sort of hexes that happen, Toxic and Burn, you're still awake. You can still do moves afterwards. So if you're trying to farm an item, if you have a move specifically to get rid of the Burn or the Toxic, you can do that. There are ways around it. When you're asleep or frozen, you have to wait to wake up. So it wouldn't matter if you have things like Refresh, because they won't help you, because you're just gonna thaw out in a few turns anyway, so you can't even manipulate it that way. You might as well just keep spamming another attack and hopefully you wake up, which is awful. This goes double for sort of moves that have a chance to do something else. I don't see why Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam are already good enough without the chances to burn, to paralyze, and freeze. You are already 90 base, you are a good total, you have a lot of PP. That's it, you're good enough. I don't understand this. I would change this specifically by having additional hexes be gone. So things like burning to decrease attack, fine. Things like toxic, fine. Things like paralysis, not fine. I would only have you decrease the speed, no random chance in order to end turns. That's dumb. But what about moves like Scald or Dynamic Punch, whose entire purpose is to, you know, fish for those sorts of things? I think personally that this is an easy solution. For something like Scald, I would say you automatically get the burn if you hit the Pokemon that you were supposed to hit twice. This promotes people in order to switch in on certain moves when you have Scald, because, you know, they don't want to take the burn damage. But then maybe you can predict that and go for your own move. It's mind games. As for Dynamic Punch, if you wanted to rebalance it, I would say make it maybe base 50 attack. It always hits, but change Confusion. Just make it so that Confusion is maybe like the Truant ability, like you're able to hit once, but automatically you'll fail. So instead of like trying to hit the same move again and just fail, you would switch or something like that. But maybe that's a little too powerful and you just have to get rid of Confusion regardless. It's just an idea. Hell, look at things like Agent Power. It just randomly increases your stats. People barely even use it. It sucks. So why don't you do the same thing but for Scald? You hit the Pokemon twice and then you automatically get the boost. I think that's fine. Maybe 3 times. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that you can do in order to actually balance these moves rather than making it feel like a feel-bad simulator. You know what I'm saying? Look at moves like Gigaton Hammer, right? It's 160 base power on, you know, Tinkaton. She's pretty okay, I guess. It's not really too bad. But the effect is, you know, you can't use it twice in a row. That's good balance. It makes it so that it's good to play against and you know when it's coming and you can actually have defense for it. And there's plenty of other different things that you can do as well. Look at like random crits, for example. I don't really personally like the idea of random crits because there's no way to actually, you know exactly when they're going to happen. And if you're actually going to take the time out of your day for a Pokemon to have an ability to not get critted against, rather than an actual useful ability that can help you win the game, that just sucks. Me personally, if I was the design head, I would say get rid of random crits and instead have them be, you know, used consistently. I would say if someone uses a crit on you, it would have to be that you hit the same move on an opponent 3 times. This makes it so if someone is trying to, say, I don't know, stall you out, you can actually get a guaranteed chance in order to break through the defenses, and they have to actually play differently. It would also make it so that the 50-50 chance after the second time that you use the same move would be really impactful, and you gotta know what your opponent has to do, because if you make the wrong play, you're gonna get critted against. But at least you knew ahead of time that this could happen, rather than it just happens randomly and now you just gotta pick up the pieces when this didn't need to happen in the first place. One final thing that I would probably change about luck is I would get rid of low and high calcs. Now this is a contentious topic, but I feel as though randomly getting a high and low count is pretty dumb because, you know, you won't really be able to be prepared for it. It's also weird because if you actually look at the formula of how random chance goes, it's like it's not really consistent. Like, you can get a random integer for a low number and a random integer for a high number. I would rather the opponent just know specifically what they could do in order to kill me or bust. I don't want random chance in order to be the deciding factor of my win. I want to just know that I was destroyed because someone was better than me, in my personal opinion. But that's really it, though, when it comes to, like, trying to balance random chance when it comes to Pokemon. I don't really think there's anything else on the top of my head that I can really think about. But if anyone else has, like, chances, then go ahead, please. Go to the comment section and tell me why. Or maybe tell me if these ideas are bad in the first place, you know? Also, when you get the chance, you could like and subscribe, you know? I could make another Pokemon video if you really want. But other than that, you know, not really much. I just kind of wish that Pokemon was a little different when it comes to the competitive scene, because, you know, nothing really irritates me more than just someone swaggering and thunder waving me, and then I just die for random reasons. Nothing is worse than Klefki.
Single time there's a chance that something will go wrong, it does. I'm tired of it. Why am I playing this game? Why am I better than the other person when it doesn't even fucking matter? Why do I put hours into learning the game when it doesn't even fucking matter? Random fucking little Timmy can pick up this game and bust my ass with some crits and some burns, man. Fuck this game. I'm tired of it.